Hello and welcome back to VonMonte Island. It has been a fair few days since I did one of these progress reports, and to be fair, there is quite a lot of progress to report. As you can clearly see, literally from corner to corner of this island, absolutely like everything has changed. Everything. Um, there's just no, I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna have to start like one corner and just work my way around and hope for the best, I think. But we have a lot to get through, so without further ado, let's get on with it. So starting from corner to corner, my first thing to mention would definitely be this. It obviously, as you can probably still see, it was originally the helipad, and since the version 14.10, I think it was, update, grass no longer compresses underneath floor tiles, so I had to actually raise the helipad, and if you check the notes in this description, all the various other things I had to do to disguise grass, which I don't know if this is like a bug, if this is going to be fixed in the future, but we can hope for the best. So yeah, fingers crossed. So let's take a look here. We've got a nice little bar area here. Like a shadows bar or whatever, specifically theirs. Watchtower almost, obviously from the view from there, watches out if there was any boats coming, any enemies coming towards the island, then this is the guys that will know about it. Moving just down here, where you'd realistically, if you're playing the Party Royale mode, you'd start at this sort of location, because this is like what I like to consider like my central point. It's the pool party, it's the liveliest part, it's exciting, it's fun, it's, yeah, I'm really feeling this area, with loads of little like hidden areas where you can work your way around. There's another one down here, there's chests. Obviously I'm in edit mode, so it's revealing all of my, you know, pop-ups, but little homeless man was here, bless him. Yeah, we're also being visited by celebrities, because obviously what is a party without celebrities? So we are being visited by Storm in her caravan thing, and we've got Deadpool in his caravan thing. And as you've probably noticed, these little bits of cake everywhere, which obviously I kept in for Battle Royale because they're functional. But yeah, we're having a party. Nice little, like, I call it a VIP section, but it's hardly a VIP. It's dark and dingy and miserable, but it's the shaded area from the sun anyway. Nice little, like, water effect going on in the pool over in the jacuzzi, hot tub, whatever you call that. Underneath here's an example of the grass problem I had, but it's a mini storage room. This was bigger and it was a toilet, but I had to reduce it because of the grass problem that I mentioned before. So yeah, that seemed... it's a bit of a nightmare really, but it is what it is. I've chosen to block off some of the routes down, like some of the really obvious routes down to the secret base, because I want it to be known that it's there to make you go and find it. But I don't want it to be easy to be found. I don't want you to just walk in and go, oh look, straight in, you know. I want the fun, the drama, the search, the panic. So that's that. Moving on around here, we've actually got the construction areas been, I'll call it finished, but I want to keep this as simplistic as possible anyway. I didn't want this cluttered. I want this my hotel filled with pretty things, and the underground base already has enough metal and muck and gunge, and so no. Anything above ground level has to be pretty, so at least we're keeping this very simplistic. Moving just up here now, we've obviously got the main pool area, which I'm considering finished, because, you know, pool areas, they don't tend to have a lot of clutter, do you? You don't, because they're slip hazards, so I'm keeping all of this area as sort of like empty as possible. It actually gives players who are battling more chance to build and more opportunities like that, as well as having the umbrellas to use as jump fall, to break your fall and things like that. Yeah. Again, the middle construction section, keeping it simplistic as possible. I don't want it cluttered. And I just tried to fill in any gaps with sort of like sprays and things like that. You always see graffiti on construction works, don't you? So I just figured that would be a nice little touch. And again, they're dotted around the pool as well, just to, you know, really. There was another one there, actually. There's supposed to be an octopus there, but I think this vanished by accident. A meowsles. Yeah, over here we've got the damage, which I think I showed in my previous video, the damage from the helicopter here. So obviously, I didn't want too much exposure on the top floor, but I wanted people, when you come across this, to be like, oh, what happened here then? Why is this like this? And then you come to realise, oh, it's not just a hotel, there's more to this. So, you know, again, I'm sort of tormenting the player while not giving instant access to where it is. Because that is quite a drop. So somehow I don't think you'll be making that anytime soon. Right. So from this front area over here, I've built up the beach a little bit more. We've got some nice little like hidey holes here. Just some detail on the beach. We've got a truck park there, you know. This is the Shadows Island at the end of the day. What would their island be without all their jeeps lying around everywhere? You know, of which play music too. Oh no, it doesn't. Not that one. Ugh, that's it. Make a fool of me, South. It plays music. Goes near it. Doesn't play music. Yeah, this was part of the preset anyway, so I'm not taking any credit for this. This was already built. The only thing I literally did was add a boat and a chest. Oh, and I think a table. I think. Oh, and some of those. That's literally all I've done to this, just to make that, like, you know. Moving round the island again, we've got like this little. I'm gonna, I don't know, improve this a little bit, but I don't really want it. I want it as simplistic as possible. It's the edge of the beach. It's a drop point at most. Not many people work their way out. They work their way into the center. So if anything, people are going to be making their way to the base, not here. So as long as you've got your initial chests, that's all that really matters, really, to me. But again, swiveling arm round, little pirate setup thing going on with the chest. We've got fruit as well, just because I just felt that it really added to the scene and just gave everything that real, you know, real feel. You've got randomized spawns here, so they will either come up with rubbish or fish, which I thought was quite cute. So when the game's loaded, and obviously these spawn pads aren't here, you just see whatever it decides to spawn just slightly floating in the water, so it actually looks quite cute. Actually just adds just a bit more like realism to it, and yeah, there's a silly little feature that I really was quite fond of. Again, these little tiki hut things, it's just a cute, I don't know, just a little cute add-on, something or other, that'll do. Just to sort of sculpt the area. I'll come back to the secret base in a moment. Again, just little fish dotted in the water. We've got all the abandoned, damaged goods, tanker things, containers. Like this, we all know I'm obsessed with this water effect, so I used the mud one this time, so I just figured that's quite a nice little like hiding spot, and yeah, it's cute. What else have we got? A little hut, which it fitted the scene. It all looked very nice on the edge of like the broken down shipwreck cove or whatever. Yeah, we'll go with it. Probably get copyrighted or something for saying that. That's not quite supposed to be sunken as much as it is. It's supposed to be like one tile higher, but we get the idea. It's a tiny little error there. And yeah, moving out into just a small little, almost like quiet private beach area here. So, right. Moving through this door here. You come into a sort of bar area. So this is realistically like an initial starting point. Would be to head up these stairs, and obviously there's one of your main entrances here, one of your main entrances here, and your main entrances here. You've also got places to drop. There's a blown up section there. You've got, what else have you got? There is this apartment here. that takes you down into the lower base. There's various different entry points or exit points, no matter, depending on how you see it. But yeah, just bring us round. I'll do a full circle round, and then I'll work inwards towards the hotel and work through and go up, starting from the bottom and work that way around. So yeah, we've just come up these stairs here. Obviously your main entrances are all on this front entrance here. That just made no sense. I'm not even going to cut that. That's just too stupid to not. You got to remember that it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm absolutely fucked at this point. Yes, this all connects back round to the pool party. The pool party's over here, as you can see the balloons floating around over here. So from this direction, instead of heading up towards the pool or the rear entrance of the hotel, you'd come down this little section here, which then leads you onto a private beach, which here I've left blank because each area, I'm duplicating this map 3 times. One for a solo, so I'm going to set up a load of mission-based things, go here, do that, blow up a barrel, save this, do that, find the item, ... Mainly solo, but I'll include the ability to play as a squad or duos or trios, even if I can work that functionality in. I want a second game mode to be like your team deathmatch or solo deathmatch, arenas, etc. You know, possibly even storm phases. I'm not too bothered about storm. I would just like the last man standing. That's what this island was first and foremost what it was built for when I first started. What else? Third is a party royale. I wanted it to be like a social where you've got all your grapple hooks, all your silly little things like that, your extras, the things that you don't normally see in a typical Fortnite game, unless you're playing in creative mode, of course. You know, all the little funny gadgets and the vehicles. Yeah, this is another entry point here. It's another start point, so you either land or spawn here. I'm not sure how that sort of procedure is going to work yet, but yeah, that would obviously bring you round into the main area here. But right, following this all round, I'll just get this little security room over and done with. This was an example of the damage from the grass. As you can see here, the grass poking through the floor. There's just nothing I can do about it. I've tried everything. I don't know if it's a bug or what. So I have to just essentially destroy this room and just make it look like it's meant to be like that. You know, this room was destroyed and the floor's fucked. So there's grass growing through it and it's... yeah, we'll go with it. That leads you through, obviously, to your secret entrances. I showed you this a moment ago with that there and the little hole in the wall over here. But I'll show more of that in 2 seconds. So let's double back out of here. Shut the gate. So coming along this beach area, your first lowest point of entrance would be these gates here. So you have a miniature security room here on the right, which has all been done up, which is actually quite hard to find. Well, not hard to find, but you don't really acknowledge it. It's so out the way and just, yeah. Only it's probably one of my proudest rooms. I'm really pleased with how that turned out in the end. So yes. But continuing round, this would then loop round to here, where you've got a destroyed bathroom. Obviously this is all ground floor, so this is all very like... not a lot of people go here. This is staff toilets maybe? I don't know. But... yeah. That there is an entrance into the secret base, which I won't reveal too much of until a little bit later. But doubling on round, it circles back and brings you up to another staircase, where this is another sort of miniature lobby, where I don't know, lost and found, we'll call it that. Like, you know, you plonk your ass here. Excuse me, yes, I had my handbag stolen on the beach. I am not fucking happy about this. What are you going to do about it? Where's your CCTV? But yeah, nice little... I thought I'd use chest as lighting as well. I thought they were like cheeky little ways to illuminate certain things. Same with the tellies, just ways of lighting up the vending machines. It just brings that... Yeah. So right, moving on to the main section of the hotel. This is what I consider to be like your actual front entrance. So you'd either come in either of these two doors here. This area obviously leads you straight through to the pool, as we saw before. So that was where the plane crashed over here. This door here obviously leads through to the other side. So there we are. That opens too. Yeah, this is all a hallway. This is all very cute. I think I've missed a floor actually. I actually have missed a floor. Okay, so this is the main entrance anyway. So you've got all your furnishings, your little locker boxes where people can come and collect the post. Little balcony section. This, where the above part has fallen down. Obviously again, leads you out into the pool. We've got our elevator systems. Let's start by going downstairs because I obviously missed a floor. This is another sort of lobby area where you would come in either of these two doors. And you'd sign in, yes, hello, take my money. So yeah, it's a nice little, with your chandeliers hanging, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with how this actually turned out in the end. Again, it's all the elevator shafts. Into the food quarters, where this is where your food will be prepared. So we've got all of our, you know, our choices and things like that. And obviously I've added little bits of food just to the cake as well, because obviously we're having a party, like you can't forget to give the chef a slice of cake. So, and yeah, again using sprays just to add just that little bit of extra detail, and I think that the way that glows with the chest, it looks sick. And again, I'm desperately trying to drop these in because in real life we are in the middle of a frigging pandemic, epidemic, whatever it's called. We are in the middle of, like, you know, World War Z at this point. So wash your fucking hands. Anyway, lecture over. Moving on up the stairs. Onto the... So that was ground floor. First floor. I'll start left and work my way around. We've got like a sort of lounge area. I call it like a gentleman's club. It's very like blokes. You could just imagine them all watching the footy, getting pissed up, playing poker. You could just imagine it, especially being brown leather. It's very like gentleman's club. And again, I wish I'd have done this in normal mode so my item spawners wouldn't show up, but again this would provide you with one or other, either the glider or the grapple, and then you obviously like climb up or jump down, whichever you feel. Carrying on, again we've got like a semi-broken elevator there which does have a chest in it, so note. We've got ourselves a little mini security room with all of our TVs and little tape recorder bits and little beep 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 thing over here. That's cool. Here we have the birthday girl suite. So obviously there is just 100 weight of pink presents everywhere. Money, cash, like anyone would think she was a whore if there wasn't so many presents around with all that money on the bed. But we'll leave that one where that is. Yeah, it's very suggestive, shall we say, you know, love, and then she's looking at the bed like, I see you, girl, I see you. And then he's riding. We'll just say no more about it. Moving upstairs again, we've got like our sort of administration's office. This is where our tech geeks tapping away on their computers, crunching numbers, creating additional Fortnite content. That's always a good thing, yeah. which obviously again leads you out onto a balcony with another possibility of either a glider or a grapple, depending on whichever you get. Depends if you go up or down, really, I suppose. I don't know why I'm shutting some of these doors and not all of them. Either leave them open or shut them. Just some details, I figured, like some little arsehole worked his way up here and managed to graffiti on the top, well, next to top floor. Again, this is like your manager's office. This is like, don't fuck with the guy sat in this seat. Regardless of what you've done, just don't answer back. And the irony of, like, you know, Peely, the whole Agent Peely moment, and then you got a banana. It's just, there's quite a few little pun things that I wanted to throw in. Or silly little things that you go, oh, there's a teddy bear in a boat on its own. Oh, they left the teddy bear behind. Oh, some little kid sat somewhere crying without his teddy bear. What have we got here? We've got our, like, private auction on the very top floor. In my mind, this is very like Midas's tower. I don't really know. This is Midas's auction. Like, clearly Midas was a good piano player because he turned that shit to gold. But yeah, I've you know, done the tables, added glasses, various bits and bobs. That took so long to align. That was just painful. So anybody who's in creative mode, you probably look at me and be like, yes, I know your pain. Getting that in there, fucking nightmare. But less of the moaning and the bitching. That is the main part of the hotel done. So that realistically was a tour of the hotel and sort of surrounding area, which I'm really, really pleased with the progress. I honestly cannot believe, just in such a short amount of time. I thought this was going to take me like weeks to prop all of this out, and in no time at all we've ended up with this huge map, just absolutely swarming with potential. And obviously I've still got all the weapons and things to put in there. I've already revealed a shit ton of my chests, which I didn't really want to do in like my preview, but we've done it now. But yeah, that is the sort of hotel section of my island. So shifting on to the part that we've all kind of been waiting for, and that is moving on down to the secret base. And more to the point, how the friggin' hell do we get in there? So aside from the obvious of dropping down and landing right at the front entrance, there are numerous different entrance points. Some of which were really obvious, some of which are not. This one, for example, not so obvious. Just looks like water. Anybody would just, you know, look straight past this. But this is your key opening into the secret base. So make sure to make use of that. As I mentioned earlier on, we have just a straight up entry point here with a door. You just walk straight on in and into the secret base. Another cheeky little entrance would just be just up these stairs. Originally I had planned to let both in, but now I've chosen to discontinue this vent. You can no longer access it, but you can now access this side and drop down into the base below. Alternately to jumping in this pool of water here, you could always use this little slope here. So you jump onto this triangle and slide down and make your way in that way. But let's talk of how to get in there. What actually is in there? And here we have it. This is my secret base. Hours and hours and hours of placement and planning and working and propping and dropping and deleting, and so much effort and time went into the creation of this. From from everything, ceiling panels, props, just you name it. So all in all, I am so pleased with this. So coming in from the left, you've got like this slurp valve thing that obviously you can hide in while healing or gaining your shield or whatever. You've got all this sort of damage where things have... It's old, remember? It's not used anymore. It's all been destroyed. So we've got broken bits and bobs, hiding different bits of machinery. You've got flooding where this is leaking, and we've got this broken elevator shaft thing here. It's the part of the secret entrance over here, which I think I mentioned in my last video. There's just so many different features, so much to think about, so much, yeah. This is probably the most effort I've put into one of my maps, or at least the most amount of thought in terms of design. A lot of the times I've used presets and then focused more on the actual game mechanics and what I'm doing with that. Whereas now I've really focused on actually constructing something visibly appealing. So yeah, you've got all your damage here, where things have fallen through, and yeah. The entry point for the water barrel thing, where you slide down here. So then obviously you can come up these stairs here. Starting to reveal the helicopter crash over here, so we're starting to see all the damage and the way all of the floors have fallen through, but they're still somehow holding together. Again, what used to be part of like a hospital wing here has all fallen through. Like security door. Obviously the other half of the security thing, which these you can drop down to here and drop down to the lower floors. Moving on to the sort of upper floors, not really a great deal's going on, but its focus really is the chest, isn't it? Let's be honest. Got like a mini elevator shaft here. Over to this side, you've got this sort of see, I chose, this was originally going to be an entry point, and then I just figured it was just far too easy to give you access to the secret base, so I boarded it up, and then I dropped you some nice little goodies for anybody who wants to make their way all the way around. What else? If I just pop on over to there, we've got like a little, I don't know, it's a fantastic little like vantage point, hiding point. It's quite difficult to get to without building or without knowing where it is, which then again connects to the top of here where we slid down to begin with. Just up these stairs here we've got our exit point, which I showed earlier. So that brings you out back onto the surface area, so you can either drop down there to get back in, or you can head on up these stairs here and make your way up to the hotel there. Travelling over to here again. We're back at this door, which I consider to be like your sort of the standard entry point, aside from obviously the giant entrance at the front. Back, front, underneath, I don't know, wherever this is. North. But all in all, that's where I've come, and I can't believe I've done it in like 4 days. I really cannot believe we've gone from 0 to hero in no time at all. So I hope you're as impressed with this as I am. The amount of work that's gone into this to put this all together and create such an intricate island. I'm just totally blown away. Yeah, I suppose that really concludes my... I suppose it's my last report until I do a trailer and I start revealing proper gameplay of how we've got on and start publishing it. But until then, I hope this has been satisfactory. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and until next time, much love and stay gaming.